When a person truly desires something in life, the first and most essential step is to gain absolute clarity about what they want. Without clarity, desires remain floating thoughts, unanchored and directionless. Many people live their entire lives chasing things they do not truly understand or need, simply because others around them have told them it's important. But the reality is, unless you yourself understand what you want, and more importantly, why you want it, you will never move with certainty. True clarity is like a lantern in a dark tunnel. It doesn't show you the entire road ahead, but it shows you the next few steps with enough certainty that you can walk forward without fear. When you take time to reflect upon your goals, when you pause and ask yourself deep and sincere questions about your desires, that is when your path starts becoming clear. It is not about wanting everything. It is about wanting what is truly right for you, what aligns with your purpose, and what brings you peace and fulfillment rather than noise and chaos. Many chase money, fame, status, or recognition without asking whether these things will truly make them better human beings. That is why clarity must begin with inner honesty. Look at your heart, your values, your responsibilities, and your dreams. Ask yourself what success means to you, not what the world tells you. Is it peace of mind? Is it the ability to help others? Is it personal growth? Is it the strength to support your family? When you define it for yourself, only then can you walk toward it with confidence. And it's not only about naming your goal, it's also about knowing the direction you must take. If someone wants to build a house, they cannot just dream about the house. They must start looking for the land, speaking with architects, collecting materials, and committing to the process. In the same way, your desire should push you into planning, learning, preparing, and taking consistent steps. Clarity is not only about mental vision, but emotional conviction. When you are clear, no one can easily distract you. You become firm. You say no to things that don't align. You reduce the time wasted in confusion. You begin your days with purpose. Even when things take longer or become hard, you stay consistent because you know exactly why you started. It is not surprising that people who live with clarity also tend to live with discipline, because when the destination is known, the journey has meaning. When you are not clear, any path looks tempting. Every distraction feels important, and every failure feels final. But clarity gives you the strength to say, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to work toward regardless of how long it takes. Sometimes clarity requires solitude and silence. In a noisy world, take time to disconnect, to reflect, and to write down your thoughts. You may discover that what you thought you wanted was not actually what you needed. Or you may realize that your goals were smaller than your potential. But once you gain clarity, everything starts to align. Your prayers become more sincere. Your choices become more meaningful. Your habits begin to reflect your goals. The company you keep becomes more supportive. Life starts making more sense, and even the trials that come your way become part of your refinement, not your destruction. Remember, the heart that knows its destination will always find its direction. Whether the road is smooth or rough, it stays committed. And in this journey, the most beautiful part is not only getting what you want, but becoming the person you were always meant to be in the process. Every journey toward achieving something meaningful must begin with sincere and purified intention. If the reason behind your desire is rooted in pride, envy, or a need to impress others, then even if you reach your goal, it will not bring peace. But when your intention is genuine, when it flows from a place of inner truth and moral alignment, it becomes a source of strength throughout your journey. Many times people chase after things to fill a void inside them, thinking that achieving something external will fix something internal. But the truth is, what begins with the wrong reason often ends with regret. Intention is the soul of your action. It shapes how you handle the ups and downs, the delays and disappointments. When your purpose is pure, even the obstacles begin to look like lesson, and you carry your burden with dignity. That's why it is so important to ask yourself why you want what you want. If the answer is because it will help you grow, allow you to serve, or make you a better version of yourself, then you are already halfway there. Pure intention adds light to every effort and sincerity to every step. It saves you from giving up too soon or being broken by rejection. It's what helps you stay calm when things don't go according to plan, because you're not doing it for applause or for validation. You are doing it because it's right, because it matters, it connects to something greater than just your personal gain. And that is a powerful position to be in, working for something higher, walking a path of truth, fueled not by ego but by purpose. However, no matter how pure your intention is, you will find that life does not always give immediate results. This is where patience becomes essential. Many people lose their way because they want quick results. They expect overnight change, instant progress, and fast success. But real growth, true achievement, and deep transformation take time. Patience is not about doing nothing. It's about doing your best every single day and trusting that what is meant for you will reach you when the time is right. It teaches you that you don't have to chase everything desperately. Sometimes what's best for you is delayed because it needs to come to you in a form that is lasting and complete. Patience also builds character. It teaches humility, reliance, endurance, and grace. You begin to understand that the process itself is valuable, not just the outcome. In fact, the waiting period often shapes you more than the moment of arrival. It makes you stronger, more focused, and more grateful. It filters out the distractions and sharpens your intentions. And while you wait, you continue working. You don't sit back in silence. You strive, you prepare, you improve. This balance between effort and patience is the secret formula that many overlook. They either stop trying or stop waiting. But those who understand this balance stay consistent. They don't measure progress by how fast things are moving, but by how firm they remain in their journey. And eventually, they discover that patience didn't delay their success, it made them ready for it. So if you want something deeply, work for it with a sincere heart and wait for it with calm confidence. Because if it is meant for you, it will arrive at the time that is most beneficial for your growth, and it will be far more fulfilling than anything you could have rushed into. Huh? The path to getting what you truly want is rarely smooth, and the obstacles along the way can test your resolve. One of the most important attitudes you must embrace is the understanding that delays are not denials. So often, people become disheartened when things do not happen according to their timeline. They believe that if it's taking too long, it must not be meant to be. But time in its wisdom knows what we are not yet ready for. There are blessings we desire, but we do not yet have the capacity, maturity, or strength to carry them. Just like a tree must grow roots before bearing fruit, you must be strengthened before receiving something of great value. Delay is a process of preparation. It purifies your intentions further, polishes your character, and deepens your appreciation. The more you wait, the more you understand the value of what you're waiting for. The process becomes a tool for transformation, allowing you to become the kind of person who doesn't just receive a blessing, but knows how to handle it, protect it, and multiply it. Those who become impatient in times of delay often quit too soon, stepping away from something they were destined for, simply because they couldn't endure the waiting. But those who understand the wisdom behind the pause remain steady, not out of laziness or complacency, but out of trust. They continue doing what is right, improving where they can, and maintaining gratitude for what they already have. Delays are often filled with hidden treasures, lessons you cannot learn when everything is going according to your plan. And when the time finally comes, you will look back and realize that the waiting was not a waste, but a gift that shaped you in ways the goal itself could not. One of the strongest proofs that a person is serious about what they want is their willingness to take action. Words can be beautiful, dreams can be inspiring, and thoughts can be powerful. But none of them hold real weight unless they are followed by consistent action. You can desire change, hope for success, and pray for a breakthrough, but if you are not moving your feet, you are standing still. Taking action shows that your heart is aligned with your hands, that your dreams are not just ideas, but missions. Every small step you take in the direction of your goal brings you closer, even if progress feels slow. People often get discouraged by how far the destination seems, forgetting that great journeys are completed step by step. You don't need to do everything in one day. You just need to do something every day. Whether it's learning a new skill, practicing a habit, building discipline, or simply resisting distractions, all of it adds up. Action also builds belief. The more you act, the more confident you become. You begin to trust yourself, and that trust strengthens your willpower. Many people sit and wait for motivation, but they don't realize that action itself generates motivation. When you act, even when you don't feel like it, you train your soul to move by purpose, not by emotion. This kind of strength is what separates those who only wish from those who actually achieve. Azan. And remember, you do not need to be perfect to begin. Start with what you have, where you are, and with whatever strength you can find. It is better to walk slowly than to stand still dreaming of speed. Those who move sincerely, no matter how little, are always more successful than those who remain stuck waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only now. True dedication to what you want also requires emotional discipline. The ability to keep moving without being attached to when or how. The result will come. Many people work hard but lose their peace because they are obsessed with the outcome. They check every day if the result has arrived, and they become frustrated when things do not unfold exactly as they imagined. But detaching from the result doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you focus on what you can control and release what you cannot. You do your best, you give your effort with sincerity, and then you trust the rest to unfold in the way it's meant to. This mindset brings a powerful calmness, because your energy is spent on action, not anxiety. You stop comparing your journey with others. You stop blaming yourself for things outside your control. You begin to understand that the journey itself is a part of the blessing. And many times, life surprises you with outcomes even better than what you initially wanted. When you let go of the obsession with the end, you open yourself up to new possibilities, unseen opportunities, and unexpected paths that may bring even greater fulfillment. Being committed to the process while being open to different outcomes is a sign of wisdom and maturity. It shows that you are not just chasing something blindly, but growing through the process and trusting that your sincere efforts will never go to waste. In the pursuit of what you truly desire, one of the biggest obstacles is not the challenge of the goal itself, but the distractions that surround you. Many people fail not because they didn't have potential, but because they allowed themselves to be pulled in every direction by things that had no benefit. These distractions come in many forms: wasted time, negative influences, unproductive habits, or even the constant desire for quick gratification. Akasa. When your life is filled with unnecessary noise, it becomes difficult to hear the voice of purpose. If you want something meaningful, you must create space for it. That means cutting off what does not support your growth. Oh, it may be uncomfortable at first, because human nature often clings to what is familiar, even if it is harmful. But growth requires pruning. Just as a plant must be trimmed to grow stronger, your life must be cleared of distractions to make room for discipline and direction. Start identifying what slows you down. Is it the time you spend scrolling without purpose? Is it the company of people who constantly drain your energy or make you doubt yourself? Is it the unhealthy routine that keeps you exhausted and unmotivated? Be honest with yourself and courageous enough to make the changes. Great achievements require great focus, and focus cannot exist in a cluttered life. Protect your mind like you protect your most valuable possessions, because your thoughts shape your reality. If your mind is filled with negativity, comparison, or fear, your actions will reflect that. But when your mind is disciplined, focused, and nourished with positive thoughts, your actions begin to align with your higher purpose. So remove the excess. Say no to what doesn't benefit you. B. Create a lifestyle that supports your dreams instead of silently sabotaging them. You cannot run toward your goal while dragging everything that slows you down. Once you've cleared the distractions, you begin to notice that life has more clarity and your path becomes easier to follow. But there's still another challenge that many overlook: the fear of failure. People often hesitate to fully commit because they are scared of what might happen if they don't succeed. They ask themselves, what if I try and still fall short? What if others laugh at me? What if all my effort goes to waste? But these questions are rooted in fear, not truth. The real question should be, what if I never try? What will I miss by staying in my comfort zone? Fear is natural, but it should not be the driver of your decisions. When fear controls your actions, it shrinks your world. But when faith and courage take over, your possibilities expand. Remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. Every mistake, every setback, every rejection is a stepping stone that teaches you, sharpens you, and prepares you for something better. Those who reach their goals are not the ones who never failed, but the ones who never gave up. They used failure as feedback. They turned rejection into redirection. They did not let fear stop them from dreaming or trying. If you want something truly meaningful, you must be willing to face failure, to stumble, and to rise again. This resilience becomes your superpower. It builds emotional strength, mental clarity, and inner peace. Over time, you'll realize that your greatest fears were not as powerful as your deepest desires. And the more you move with courage, the smaller your fears become. In moments of difficulty, it is also essential to remember that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Sometimes you may feel as though your efforts are not bringing the results you had hoped for. You may wonder if all your work is in vain. But unseen forces are always at work, and every sincere effort is recorded. The timing of your success may not match your expectation, but it always aligns with your readiness. Life gives you what you need at the moment it will benefit you the most. So when something delays, trust that it is being perfected for your benefit. What you want may be coming in a better form than you imagined, or it may arrive at a moment when you are more prepared to handle it responsibly. That's why you must never stop doing your part. Keep showing up. Keep doing good. Keep staying firm in your values. You are not alone in your struggle. Even when you don't see results immediately, something is shifting. You are being prepared. The doors you thought were closed may open at the perfect time and in the most beautiful way. So continue walking with hope, not desperation. Walk with faith, not fear. What is meant for you has already been written. All that remains is your patience and your trust. Stay consistent in your efforts and allow life to unfold in its own wise way. And when what you desire finally reaches you, you'll understand why it took the time that it did. It wasn't just about giving you something. It was about making you someone ready to receive it. In the journey of striving for what your heart desires, a powerful lesson lies in the understanding that not everything you want will come exactly the way you imagine it. Often, the outcome is different from your expectations, but still aligned with your needs in ways you cannot initially understand. This is why it becomes important to detach from the outcome while remaining committed to the effort. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that if something doesn't happen according to their plan, then it must be a failure. But true growth comes when you realize that your responsibility lies in the sincerity of your actions, not in controlling the results. When you pour your heart into the process, when you give your best without becoming obsessed with how and when the reward will come, you attain a level of inner peace that cannot be shaken by disappointments. It is not about giving up your dreams. It is about letting go of the pressure to control everything. This kind of surrender is not weakness. It is strength, because it allows you to remain calm in chaos, to find meaning in uncertainty, and to see purpose in situations that might otherwise break your spirit. Trusting the process teaches you to focus on the present moment. It reminds you that every step you take, every good deed you perform, every small improvement you make is never wasted, even if the result doesn't show up immediately. Over time, you come to realize that things unfolded in a way that protected you from harm, taught you important lessons, or brought you towards something even better than what you had in mind. There is also a unique power in learning to remove yourself from environments that do not support your growth. Not every person, habit, or space is meant to walk with you on the road to your purpose. Some people drain your energy with negativity, some habits chip away at your time, and some environments keep you mentally stuck. You cannot expect to climb a mountain while dragging everything and everyone with you. Letting go is not always easy, but it is often necessary. When you begin to value your peace, your energy, and your future more than temporary comfort or superficial connections, you make room for clarity and progress. The people you surround yourself with matter. If you walk with those who are lost, who constantly complain, who mock your goals or tempt you away from discipline, then you will find your energy being pulled in the wrong direction. But when you walk with those who remind you of your higher values, who challenge you to be better, who hold you accountable, and who cheer for your growth, then your progress becomes easier. Even if it means walking alone for a while, choose solitude over bad company. In silence, you will find strength. In stillness, you will discover direction. Removing the wrong influences from your life doesn't make you harsh. It makes you wise. It protects the sacred journey of becoming who you are meant to be. Just like a gardener pulls out weeds to let the flowers grow, you must remove what stunts your growth to allow your potential to bloom fully. Consistency in your habits and character is also a defining factor in whether or not you reach your goal. A person who works hard for one day and then disappears for the next 10 cannot build anything lasting. Success in any form requires discipline over time. It is in the small, often unnoticed actions that greatness is built. Waking up early, managing your time, speaking kindly, staying honest, showing up when it's hard, all of these behaviors compound over time. It's not about dramatic changes overnight, but steady, quiet improvement every single day. Discipline is not something you wait to feel. It is something you practice regardless of your feelings. On days when motivation fades, discipline carries you forward. It becomes your reminder that this journey is bigger than your mood. Over time, these consistent efforts shape not only your external life, but your internal strength. You begin to feel more responsible, more grounded, more in control of yourself. And that self-control becomes the foundation upon which you can handle success without losing your values. The goal is not only to achieve something, but to become someone strong enough to sustain it. And that strength comes from your daily choices, made quietly with commitment, even when no one is watching. Gratitude during the pursuit of your goals transforms the entire journey. Instead of constantly focusing on what is missing, you begin to appreciate what is already present. This shift in perspective does not slow your ambition. Rather, it protects your heart from becoming bitter, frustrated, or restless. When you are grateful, you remain connected to the beauty of the journey. You begin to see every step, even the hard ones, as valuable. Gratitude reminds you that every moment is an opportunity to grow, to serve, and to connect with something higher than yourself. It protects you from arrogance when you succeed and from despair when things delay. It keeps you grounded. You begin to realize that success is not just about reaching a destination, but about how you walk the road. Gratitude gives you light in dark moments and gives depth to joyful ones. A heart that is grateful is always strong because it finds reasons to hope even in the storm. It does not wait for everything to be perfect in order to smile. It smiles with sincerity even when things are incomplete. And when you finally do reach your goal, the gratitude you carried through the process will make the achievement even more meaningful, because you'll know you didn't just chase something.
You cherished every step it took to get there.